What's up everyone? Today I'm going to show you how to make Thai-style fish balls. These are found across many Asian cuisines in fish curries, fried, grilled, or if you've been directed here from my fish noodle soup video, in fish noodle soup. You can usually find these frozen in Asian grocery stores in the US, but if you've ever had them, freshly made fish balls are just way better in texture and flavor. Also, because of the ingredients, these are both gluten and egg-free, which some store-bought varieties, including these, are not. You will need fish. I'm using tilapia here, but any white fish will work, or you can buy fillets. I'm also going to add some shrimp for extra flavor, but it's not necessary. It's about 1 pound of fish and 4 medium-sized shrimp. You will also need a 1/4 teaspoon white pepper, 2 tablespoons tapioca or sweet potato starch, a teaspoon of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and some ice. So let's get started. If you're using shrimp, rinse, shell, and devein them, chop them into small pieces, and refrigerate until later. Rinse your fish, remove any remaining scales, fillet it, and remove the skin. If you started with whole fish, run a spoon along the body to get off every piece of meat you might have missed. This is also a great way to make tartare out of scraps if you're not going to be sticking your fish fillets into a blender. Slice the fillets into small pieces and put it all into the fridge. To a blender or food processor, add 2 ounces of ice, all of your fish, your shrimp, and your salt, pepper, sugar, and starch, and blend. The ice will help both to emulsify the mixture and keep the fish from cooking due to the heat of being blended. Alright, so this caused my very expensive professional grade Vitamix to overheat and stall out about 6 times before I got everything blended to the right consistency. Definitely use a food processor if you have it, or cut your fish into much smaller pieces. Either way, use the tamper to get everything to blend. Once you get the fish flesh smoothie to a smooth consistency, transfer it to a bowl, grab a handful, and throw it back into the bowl. This will remove any air incorporated by the blender and contribute a nice, springy, al dente, if you will, texture to the balls. Grab a bowl of warm water, a spoon, and a handful of your fish. Use your hand to squeeze the fish out between your thumb and pointer finger into as much of a ball shape as possible. Using the spoon and closing your fingers, slice off the ball and place it into the water. Repeat this. It'll take a bit to get the motion down, but luckily you've got a whole pound of fish to practice with. One day, maybe we can both be this good at it. Bring a pot of water to just barely a simmer, not a rolling boil, and gently drop your fish balls in. Let cook 2 to 3 minutes depending on their size. To test if they're done, remove one and cut it in half. It should be cooked through. This one is slightly raw in the middle still, so I'm going to stick it back in. You can also use the thermometer to check them. They're done when they reach about 140 degrees Fahrenheit. When they're cooked through, remove them to a plate. They'll keep for a few days in the fridge, or if you must, freeze them in a single layer to prevent sticking. Then once frozen, you can place them in an airtight container. If you want an easy fish soup recipe to use these in, please watch my coconut and fish noodle soup video, and as always, comment with any questions, like, and subscribe.